Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Welcome back to Gunter's Kitchen. Today we're making a classic. Every French trained chef should know or has learned in their apprenticeship. Ragout de Boeuf Bourguignonne. In other words, beef stew with onions, bacon and mushrooms. A classic from Escoffier. So the ingredients you require: beef chuck or gravy beef or any stewing beef. You need 1 medium onions, 4 garlic cloves, 4 small, very sweet carrots diced up, and 4 small pieces of celery, a dozen mushrooms, some bacon. Then we have got some little onions. We've got some beef stock and tomato paste. We also put in some bouquet garnish, some thyme, rosemary, pepper. Okay, so we're cutting the beef in quite large pieces. Yeah, like about this. It's about 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter. And then we just fry it off. The gravy beef is a secondary cut, but it's full of flavor. So everything you have to braise slowly will give you lots of flavor. Season it with salt and freshly ground pepper, some sunflower oil, because I don't want it to burn. That has to be red hot, because if it's not hot, it will start boiling straight away. Okay, so as you can see, it's hot. So now we just put it in. So now we will not touch it until it comes loose from the bottom and has got some color. Then we turn it and we will brown it on each side. While this is cooking, we're prepping our garlic and our onions. So what we do is we just smash the garlic and then we chop the garlic. That'll do. And then we cut our onion. We don't need to cut it too fine, just a bit coarser. As you can see, the beef is getting nice and brown on one side now. Let's turn it. And we're going to do the same at the other side. Just let it sit and it does its thing. Gets nice caramelized. That's all where we get the flavor from. The meat is all nicely brown. Let's take it out. Turn the flame down a little. And we're adding our onions. Wooden spoon. And just basically make them transparent. You don't want to have it too high, otherwise the edges where it's already sort of brown will burn quickly. So just wait until all those browning bits from the frying pan coming off, and then we can turn it up. Turn it up. We're taking our garlic and then we're frying it through for a couple of minutes until the flavor really amplifies, develops great. Add our carrots and celery. Then we're adding 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And we're frying that through. Now you want to fry the tomato paste through, so if there is any bitterness through the tomato paste, that's all gone. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of plain flour, and we fry that through. Doesn't need much flour, just a little bit thickening. And also, if you put the flour in now, it will not be floury in taste. It will not have this gluggy taste because the flour is cooked out. So I turned the flame down a little, just give it a little more time. And then we're going to add some red wine. We have to sample the red wine first to make sure it's any good. This is a nice French red wine, of course, for a French ragout. Beautiful, beautiful. 1 cupful of red wine. And we add another cupful of red wine when we finish the sauce off at the end. So now let's turn this up and add our beef stock. I've got some natural bone broth here from Maggie Pier. Absolutely beautiful. So we add that into it. It gives us more flavor. So now I put the Dutch oven on the big flame so it gets hotter, and then we transfer our stock or the base for our ragout into the Dutch oven. Now we wait until the liquid comes to the boil. That's one of the big important part, because when the liquid comes to the boil, as soon as you put the meat in, the pores are closed. They're more or less closed now anyway because we fried them off, but we don't want to leach the meat out. We like to keep the flavor of the meat inside the meat. Okay, so it's coming to the boil now. So now we just add a little bit more salt. Not too much because it's going to reduce. And we're adding our beef. As you can see, we don't have quite enough liquid. So we're topping it up with water. And then we're going to add our bouquet garni, which is thyme, rosemary, peppercorns, bay leaf, and a few cloves. Bring this to the boil. Okay, so it's coming to the boil now. It's just, how nice does it look? Absolutely delicious. So now we put our lid on, we turn it off, and we transfer it into the oven at 180 degrees, and we'll check it after an hour, but I'm sure it's going to take at least an hour and a half. But the pieces of meat are quite small, 5 centimeters, so we'll see how we go. Okay, so let's take it out of the oven. Oh, smells delicious. So what we're going to do now is we are picking out the meat, put the meat in a bowl, then strain the sauce, and then we finish everything off. The meat is falling apart. It's absolutely delicious. Of course, you don't have to pick up the meat if you're happy to keep the veggies in, but a traditional beef bourguignon is made with straining the sauce, keeping the meat separate, and then putting the garnish, which is the onions, the mushrooms, and the bacon on top. Just the old traditional style of cooking. That's the way I was trained in the 70s. So yeah, a long time ago, we're straining the sauce through a sieve, and then we just make sure everything goes through. Now, we don't want to push the carrots or the celery. We just want to have the sauce go through. We don't want a puree of vegetables through there. All right? Of course, you can, if you like, just leave it as is, and you just finish it off. But we will do it the traditional, the proper way. So now it's time to finish off our dish. We're going to cut our bacon. Important part is get dark smoked bacon. In Europe, the bacon is all dark smoked. It's not this wishy-washy bacon what we get here sometimes. They all come dark smoked bacon, and it smells delicious. So get yourself some double or triple smoked bacon, and then just cut it. Just cut it into larger slices. And then we're going to fry it off in the frying pan, and then we put it aside, and with them we fry off our mushrooms. While our bacon is frying and getting some color, we are caramelizing our onions. So we put a nice piece of butter in the frying pan, then about a tablespoon of sugar, and our onions. And we let them cook until they get some nice brown color. As soon as that bacon is done, which is not far off, I just want to have a little bit of texture on it, a little bit crispiness, and then we're going to take this out. Try to leave the fat in the frying pan, because that's what we're going to use for our mushrooms. So we get the flavor from the bacon onto our mushrooms. Oopsie, onto our mushrooms. And now we turn it up. Then we put some salt on the mushrooms and some pepper. And then we're going to fry those mushrooms until they've got a little bit of brownness to it. And of course, we are going to add a little bit of butter. The mushrooms are brown enough. So we're going to take them out, put them next to the bacon, and then we are going to put more red wine. As I said to you, for the end, we're going to finish off sauce with red wine and butter. So the red wine is on, and the onions starting to caramelize. So we just want to burn the alcohol out of the red wine. As soon as the alcohol is burned out of the red wine, we put it into our sauce. And we get all the roasting from the bacon and the mushrooms. We get that all, it's all good now. We got that flavor all into our sauce. Here we go. We bring the sauce to the boil. And we finish it off with some butter. So now it's time to try our sauce, because we need to know if we have got enough salt on it. It's a beautiful color. Oh, absolutely delicious. Now, as you can see, the onion's getting a bit brown now, just the way we like it. And the sauce is ready. I might actually add a pinch of salt. I put the meat back into the sauce. Look how beautiful this is. How beautiful does that look? Okay, it's time to plate up. So our beautiful beef chuck is just the perfect meat for it. It's tender, falling apart, but also it's not drying out. So it's the perfect meat for stewing, braising, slow cooking, and it's budget friendly. So now, and plenty of sauce. Then we arranging our onions and our bacon, because that's basically what the beef bourguignon is about. And the final touch, a little bit of love on top. Freshly chopped parsley from the garden. And this is the perfect beef bourguignon, the way we used to do it in the 70s. Slow cooking to perfection. Have a go. Very easy recipe, just takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth it. So, as always, like, subscribe, follow us, have some suggestions for some more of our classics or something more modern. Just get in touch with us at Gunter's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.